The hearing organ, it divides into three regions. External ear, medial ear, which includes the tympanic cavity, and this is tympanic cavity, do you see? And all its elements of the tympanic cavity, and do you see here is internal ear. Medial ear, tympanic cavity is medial ear, and internal ear, this, do you see internal ear? This is not object. This is space which is placed in the compact tissue of the temporal bone in the petrous stone part. And this space, like this, without, this is nerve, do you see? This space, do you see, has, do you see, this shape, do you see? How we got this shape? We took the temporal bone and by open directed into the space the plastic thing. When it got the strong condition, we destroyed it by acid the bone and we got the shape of this space, do you see? If the space is placed in the bony tissue, it is called bony labyrinthis because it is very, very interesting. Did you understand? But this, at first, is only space. External ear, very, very easy. Do you see? It has incomplete funnel shape. Yes? Why? The medial side which joins to the face, like cutted. And here will be funnel, and here, do you see, will be nose of the funnel. We can differentiate, do you see, helix, this is external curvature, do you see, and opposite is called anhelix, do you see, internal curvature. Look please here will be impression which you can differentiate, it joins to the head, do you see, this is called tragus, and do you see, the lower portion of the anhelix is, do you see, so smaller impression, do you see? It is called antragus. Our ear, do you see, it is elastic, do you see? It, do you see, includes skeleton which is formed by cartilage, and this cartilage is covered by skin. And do you see, this incomplete funnel, it continues into the nose. The nose, do you see, this is called external acoustic meatus. Do you see? External acoustic meatus has skeleton. You can see 2/3 parts of this skeleton is formed by cartilage, like continuation of the cartilage of the complete ear. Do you see? And do you see deeply in the, do you see, temporal bone? Do you see? This is temporal bone. Deeply, do you see? Here, do you see, will be the continuation of this nose of this external acoustic meatus, which has, do you see, the bony skeleton. 1/3 part is bony skeleton, and 2/3 external parts, the cartilage skeleton. From ear into the external acoustic meatus, do you see, continues the skin. And the skin, do you see, which covers the walls of the external acoustic meatus, it includes the glands. These glands, they produce antiseptic oil. Did you understand? And sometimes you will contact in your clinic life, do you see, when, do you see, this oil will aggregate, will get the strong condition and will produce like clot. And you will do the washing by special big syringe, this, do you see, clot. You can see skeleton is not placed in the whole external ear. You can see this portion, do you see, it is soft. Do you see? Because here is absent the cartilage tissue. It is called the lobule of the ear. If you will look at ear, you can see it has, do you see, look like embryo shape. Do you see? And do you know the manipulation which is called acupuncture? Here we have projection of more regions and internal organs of our organism. And by acupuncture we can activate these pointings. The skin of the ear, it is controlled by vagus nerve. If you remember, vagus nerve includes dorsal nucleus of the vagus nerve, which is vegetative. And this nucleus, it controls the internal organs of the neck, thoracic cavity, abdominal cavity, except pelvic box. Because, do you see, vagus nerve, it has dorsal nucleus of the vagus nerve, and it has also the nucleus solitarius. Solitarius is sensory nucleus. And do you see, if we will do acupuncture from receptors by afferent neurons, do you see, to the solitarius nucleus will come information, and you can see solitarius nucleus in its family will contact with the dorsal nucleus of the vagus nerve, and we can correct the functions of the internal organs. Do you see? Because the vagus nerve, it has solitarius nucleus sensory, the motor nucleus for the innervation of the larynx, pharynx, the muscles and muscles of the soft palate, and has the dorsal nucleus of the vagus nerve. If this nuclei of the vagus nerve, they live like one family, and they contact with them, because through the sensory information to the solitarius nucleus, and from solitarius nucleus to the dorsal nucleus, we can give the information for the vegetative nucleus, which will correct the functions of the internal organs. Did you understand? You can see this is external ear. Why we have cartilage skeleton? For the comfort sleeping, for example. Did you understand? This is external ear. External ear separates from medial ear, which is tympanic cavity, by tympanic membrane. Look this here. Now I will do you the temporal bone. This is temporal bone. Do you see? Here blue color, do you see, is tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane, it opens into the tympanic cavity. Tympanic cavity, do you see, this is the very biggest model. In our temporal bone, tympanic cavity has the volume near 1 cube centimeter. Do you see? 1 cube centimeter. And it has no so correct, so incorrect cube shape. How many walls the cube has? Six. 6 walls. And here tympanic cavity has 6 walls. Lateral wall, you see, which is border between external ear and the medial ear. This is tympanic membrane. It is called pares. Pares is wall. Pares membranosus. Membrane. Tympanic membrane. Listen to me. Medial wall, opposite, do you see? It joins, do you see, to this space, which is placed inside. Do you see? If I will find, I will bring, and I will locate here. And this is called labyrinthus, because this will be labyrinthic wall. Lower wall, this will be roof of the jugular fossa, because will be jugular wall. Do you see? This is jugular fossa, this will be jugular wall. This will be pares tegmentalis. Tegmentum, this is roof. Do you see? Pares tegmentalis, tegmental wall. And look here, behind will be mastoid process. Pares mastoideus, mastoid wall. And in front of tympanic cavity by auditive tube continues to the pharynx. Do you remember, on the lateral wall of the pharynx we have opening, the pharyngeal opening of the auditive tube. And you can see, this auditive tube is placed in the upper region of the tympanic cavity and continues into the pharynx. And below, you can see the very short wall. Do you see here? Very short wall. It is anterior. Posterior is mastoid wall. Do you see? Anterior. This will be same wall for the carotid canal, through which carotid internal artery comes into the cranial cavity, and for the tympanic cavity. This is same wall, do you see, which separates carotid canal from tympanic cavity, because it's called carotid wall. It is very short, and it is placed only in the lower anterior region of the tympanic cavity. I will repeat. Lower wall jugular, upper wall tegmental, posterior wall is mastoid, anterior short lower wall carotid, medial wall labyrinthic, lateral wall tympanic. Tympanic or membranosus wall. Membranosus wall. This is tympanic cavity. I said you tympanic cavity opens into the pharynx by pharyngeal open of the auditive tube. Pharynx is covered by mucous membrane, which from pharynx continues and covers the auditive tube and covers tympanic cavity. Because sometimes, if you have inflammation of the throat, this inflammation by mucous membrane can come into the tympanic cavity. And like an abnormal continuation of the pharyngitis, inflammation of the throat, will be otitis. Otitis of the medial auricle. Did you understand? But this tympanic cavity, this auditive tube, do you see? You can see big model. It is very narrow. In our organism, it is near 2 or 2.5 millimeters diameter. Did you understand? Because if will be inflammation, by inflammation, the mucous membrane will get the thicker condition and will close this space. If the infection came, the space will close, infection will develop here and will try to find the exit. And it can destroy the tympanic membrane and the pus, leukocytes, microorganism, will exit outside through the external acoustic meatus. Did you understand? Now I want to explain you the tympanic membrane. You can see tympanic membrane, it is placed like here, obliquely, from outside inside, from upper to lower. Do you see? It has incorrect round shape, not very correct round. And you can see, here is tympanic membrane. And tympanic membrane, it, do you see, includes fibrosous tissue. And fibrosous fibers, they have radial direction. From center, do you see, to, do you see, periphery. And this, do you see, fibrosous tissue, it is placed everywhere except this region. Do you see? And from outside, tympanic membrane is covered by skin. From inside is covered by mucous membrane. You can see 3 layers of the tympanic membrane. From outside, skin, fibrosous tissue, and the mucous membrane. Here, do you see, is called tensor part, expanding part, do you see, or strong part. And this is called pars flaccida, flaccid part, soft part, because here is absent fibrosous tissue. Because when will be otitis, when will be collection of the pus, here, do you see, is easy to destroy the tympanic membrane, and this is easy exit of the inflammation which stores in the medial ear. You can see this is tympanic membrane. In the ear, we have the very smaller bones of the whole our organism. These bones are hearing bones. The bones are called hammer, malleolus by Latin, incus by Latin, by English anvil. Do you know if any person by hammer on the special very strong table from where metal does knife, for example, you see this table is called anvil. Did you understand? Anvil, this is name of the table, and by Latin it is called incus. Do you see? You can see hammer has root, do you see, and head. Do you see? And head. You can see head of the hammer, which is called malleolus, by joint connects with anvil. Here, do you see, will be capsule of the joint, here will be joint. Anvil has, do you see, plate which contacts with head, and 2 processes, short and long. Long process, it connects with another bone, which is very smaller, very thinner bone, which is called stapes. Stapes. This will be stapes. Do you see? No, do you know that some sportsmen do the sport by horse? Do you know? And for the location of the leg, do you see, they have stapes. And look here, stapes has, do you see, two legs of the arc and base. Listen to me, give me please. This base of the stapes, do you see, it, do you see, is located in this window, in this opening. Do you see? You can see on the labyrinthic wall we have a window, and stapes by base, do you see, locates in this window. It is located compactly, because behind of this window in this labyrinthus is placed fluid. Do you see? And the stapes is placed compactly. And fluid cannot exit into the tympanic cavity, but the stapes can push the fluid or can, do you see, come back. Can push the fluid and can come back. You can see the stapes, do you see, is placed in this window. This window by Latin is called fenestra. This fenestra is called fenestra vestibuli. Why it is vestibuli? Because you can see this, do you see, region of the internal ear is called the vestibule corridor. Do you see? And this vestibule continues to one side by tube, which is called cochlea, to another side by three tubes, which are called the semicircular canals. And you can see the stapes, do you see, is located in this window, and inside in this whole object is a fluid, which is called perilymph. And the stapes can, do you see, push the perilymph, do you see, cannot push the perilymph. My dear, what is our external ear? It is our locator. It catches the sound and directs it to the medial ear. But what is sound? These are movements of the air. Yes? And you can see this, do you see, air pushes tympanic membrane. Tympanic membrane pushes the hammer. Hammer pushes the incus. Incus pushes the stapes inside into the perilymph. And you can see this is a way of the sound before internal ear. Do you see? At first we have air, after we have vibration of the tympanic membrane, after we have the movements of the hearing bones, yes, and after that the hearing bones will produce movements of the fluid, perilymph. In the ear, besides these hearing bones, we have two skeletal muscles. Look please here. Here you can see in the auditive tube, but auditive tube is free place. Do you remember when we studied with you the temporal bone, we studied the canal, which was called musculotuberal canal. Musculotuberal. You can see it. This is musculotuberal canal. By horizontal plate, it divides into the half canal, which is concrete auditive tube, semicanal of the auditive tube, and upper half canal for the beginning from its walls of this object. This is muscle. This muscle continues from walls of the semicanal of the tensor tympanic muscle and attaches to the tympanic membrane. It is called tensor tympanic muscle. Tensor expanding. My dear, if we will open the window and we will have curtain, and listen to me, and winter will come here and our curtain will fly. Yes? Listen to me. If we will contract these muscles, I will come. Here we have javis, but it will be curtain. Do you see? If we will contract this muscle, if we will contract tensor tympanic muscle, do you see, by winter, do you see, it will fly. if, do you see, I will take if I will contract the muscle, I will expand it. It will not fly and will not, do you see, activate the movements of the air here. Because, for example, you do your homework and in another room, the very big music, any your colleague celebrate the birthday, for example. And for you it's important to prepare control. No, you at first have discomfort, and after that you contract this muscle and you will not produce your big attention for the sound. You will decrease it so. Because for the decreasing of the sound, we will contract tensor tympanic muscle. Listen to me. Here is labyrinthic wall. Here is labyrinthic wall. From leg of the stapedius to the labyrinthic wall, do you see, comes another muscle. This muscle is called stapedius muscle. This is stapedius muscle. What it does, if I want to listen what she says her colleague by secret about me, I will contract this muscle, and what I will do? I will stretch, do you see, this base deeply into this window, and I will do the bigger pushing of the fluid, and I will increase the movements of the perilymph. Did you understand? Because if I want to decrease the sound, I will contract tensor tympanic muscle. If I want to increase the sound, yes, I will contract stapedius muscle. Did you understand? You can see this is medial ear. It is tympanic cavity with auditive tube, and it includes 3 hearing bones and 2 hearing muscles. These muscles are skeletal. Do you remember we started with your eye? In the eye, ciliary muscle, interpupil muscle, dilator pupil muscle, they are smooth. They are not controlled by our consciousness. These muscles, do you see, they are skeletal. Do you see? Like these bones, these are very, very smaller muscles in our organism. And you can see, behind of this, do you see, labyrinthic wall is placed space. This, do you see, space has this shape. You can see the wider region on which will be located this window is called the vestibulum. And this vestibule continues to one side, do you see, in front of and medially, by tube which rotates 2.5 times. It's called cochlea. And do you see, to the opposite side, do you see, the vestibule continues by 3 tubes. They are called semicircular canals. Semicircular canals. This space is placed inside in the bony tissue of the petrous part of the temporal bone. Because if this space in the bony tissue, it is called bony labyrinthis. Cochlear part of this space, this is hearing part. Vestibular part and semicircular canals, they are the equilibrate part. Did you understand? In this space, the volume of which, the whole volume of which, do you see, will be near 0.7 milliliters. And in this space is placed the connective pocket. More of regions of this connective pocket repeat the shape of the bony labyrinthis. Now, for example, we will take boot, the size of which 45, and we will take the socket, which is located inside, the size of which will be 9, in 5 times lesser. Did you understand? This pocket, which is placed inside, connective pocket, it includes the another fluid, which is called endarine. You can see between walls of the boot, this is bony labyrinthis, and between the walls of the socket, do you see, which is membranosus labyrinthis, will be space. Here will be perilymph. Inside in the socket, inside in the membranosus labyrinthis, will be another fluid which is called endolymph. Did you understand? You can see vestibule, do you see, it includes inside. Now I will bring you something, and because you are